why men ghost women they actually like. Isn't this just a weird concept? Well, unfortunately, it does happen. Have you ever been on a date with a guy and you're like, oh my God, I really like him and I think he really likes me. And then bam, he just ghosts you out of nowhere. Well, ladies, I'm going to give you the reasons why men ghost women they actually like. Weird concept, but here we go. The first reason was she made it too easy and they lost the thrill. So the chase ended when the woman said she was all in, she wanted to be your woman. And he's like, hold up, this is just a first date. Men actually have admitted to pursuing the women that have maintained some distance. So it is important to just be a little bit of a mystery. We want to keep these men on their toes. Am I right? All right. The second reason why a man has ghosted a woman that he actually liked is that she was planning their entire future with them, even within the first couple of dates. And they're like, and then all of a sudden they started to feel pressure. So, on a first date, a man can tell if you're auditioning them for marriage or if you're just actually out there dating, just try to get to know him. So pressure like this can make a man run away, and that is not our goal. So we don't want to do that. Even if he likes you, he will still walk away. All right. The third one is having zero boundaries. Okay. So they can cancel plans last minute. They will take hours to wait to respond to a text message, making low effort suggestions for dates. So these are why boundaries are super, super important. And it shows that you have respect for yourself. You know, when men feel that you don't have respect for yourself, they are not going to respect you. End of discussion. So boundaries are very, very important. What's happening is that men, they wanted to be called out. And when they weren't, they just stopped respecting you altogether. So that is, key to remember in the dating process. Respect yourself. And they know that. They can sense that. All right. The next one is why a guy ghosted a woman they actually liked. So, if they were intimate together and her behavior changed. So, if she went from being, Miss Independent and then all of a sudden you became super, really clingy, you were texting him constantly, you're getting very jealous very easily, and they're like, okay, what's happening? They men call this move the bait and switch. So once they sleep with you, and then all of a sudden your whole personality changes. So we really want to make sure after we sleep with somebody, our behavior stays the same, even though it is hard because we're going to be like, well, what is going on? Are we exclusive? Are we not exclusive? And this is why it is very important that we wait to sleep with a guy so we know what their intentions are. Okay. So don't hop into bed with somebody too soon. You want to know where the connection is going. Now, however, not to play devil's advocate, that anybody can tell you they want to be exclusive. A man, you could be seeing a man for 2 months, 3 months, and then all of a sudden you're exclusive. And then once he sleeps with you, and then he's like, yeah, no, this connection isn't going to work. So that one is a little bit debatable as well because they can easily leave after 3 months, the first date, it doesn't matter. So once you sleep with somebody, they can easily leave. We just want to be careful with that one. All right. The next reason that they gave was realizing that they could disappoint you and you will still be there. So don't ever let a man disappoint you. Disappoint me once, maybe I'll give you one pass. But if it happens again, it's like, no, sayonara, bye. I'm not dealing with that. Who wants to be with somebody that's going to disappoint them? I don't. Do you? So, yeah, if a man disappoints you, no. They say that they have messed up and they didn't face any consequences. You have to have consequences for people. And if they start disrespecting you like that, you have to walk away, and the man wants a woman to walk away because the man wants you to respect yourself. So, make sure you're giving out those consequences, even like if they mess up and then they try to come back and they're calling you, don't take their call, don't answer their text. No, 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 no. You don't want to do that because then you're setting the precedence. They can do anything to you and you'll take them back no matter what. No, you have to show respect. Lay down the law, ladies. Absolutely not. All right. Last but not least is that she stopped doing the things that made her interesting. So if a man has ghosted you, this is one of the reasons that they gave. Like, oh, she stopped doing the things that made her interesting. For example, like she had girlfriends and maybe they did things, and or for example, dropping hobbies, dropping hobbies altogether. I had a girlfriend, she met this guy and she's like, oh my God, she was head over heels and she was doing Herbalife at the time. And during that time, she was becoming very successful. She was running exercise groups. People were just drawn to her. And, she was climbing the ladder, and all of a sudden she met this guy and everything just stopped. And she made the connection all about him. And when this happens, men start to feel suffocated when you start making everything about the connection. So it's really important. Keep your friends, keep the goals, like keep achieving your goals, keep achieving the things that you do want to do. Men like it when you do have hobbies, and it does show that you are interesting, because if you make your life all about them, for example, let's say you have, a big goal that you wanted to achieve. And then all of a sudden you met this guy, you're like, oh my God, he's the one. And then you make your life all about him. And then you stop talking to your friends, you stop doing the things that you like to do. And then men are like, oh my God, So it is important, maintain those friendships, keep your friends, that'll keep you interesting. Food for thought on that one. And I like to say food for thought. All right, everybody. I hope this gives you some insight as to why a man might ghost you, even if he actually likes you. Kind of go back and do, a little bit of self-reflecting, not saying you're solely the problem. However, it is good for us women to do those self-reflections. Oh, maybe I should have done this differently, or maybe I should have done that differently. For example, I dated this guy when I was younger, and I had lost all of my friends because I made my world all about him. It was just about him and him only. I stopped seeing my friends. And, my friends are like, where are you? And, they'd show up. They were very concerned. So you do always want to maintain your friendships. So, all right, everybody. I hope this helps. Like, comment, share. If there's a video that you would like me to do, please let me know. If you have any dating questions, relationship questions, feel free to email me at humortheheart@gmail.com. And I would love to answer any questions you might have, or help you depict any of the behaviors that are happening and try to figure out what's going on. All right, everybody. I hope you all have an amazing day. Bye-bye.